Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to number 5 in the 6-part tutorial on illustration with me, Ed Reynolds. This week we're going to look at cartoons and cartoon faces, expression and proportions, and how the face changes from when we're born, where we've wide eyes, to when we get older, we get like ears grow, the nose grows and the eyes grow closer together. Things like that we're going to explore and apply them to drawing, and we'll also be doing some movement and with simple lines, how to express movement in a picture, in a cartoon. And this week I'm going to be using the iPad because it's much easier and much more efficient for me to do the exercise in expression. I can just make the changes very quickly without having to do much fussing. Okay, so get yourself a pen and pencil and a piece of paper and let's start drawing. I'm going to begin today's tutorial by showing you a project I worked on just before lockdown with a group of old people, and I had to produce a caricature, a group caricature of the group that I worked with for the final part of the project. This was done on the iPad that I use for such jobs. You can do this on pen and paper, you can do it on anything, but for the work that I do, sometimes it's much easier and much more efficient to work digitally. So this is, you can see the groundwork is done on a picture like this. I do the light sketches in light pencil first, and then I go over each of the people with a thicker, darker pen. I work on the skin tones, the colours, the hair colours, their expressions, things like that. Now, look, for this exercise, don't be put off. Don't think, oh man, this looks really difficult. I'm not going to know where to start doing this kind of work. This is just an example of the work that I do, beginning from from the basics and working your way up to a finished and detailed piece. You can see you can take things into consideration like their clothes they wear, the colours that their clothes, you want to kind of get colours that complement the picture. I'm playing with the background colours, I'm changing the background colours. I do this nice white outline to begin with, but it's just an example of the work I do. It's me showing off again. So we're going to begin by doing soft circular shapes, 4 in total, depicting different proportions in the human face, with they're halved down the center with a vertical line and a horizontal line lower. On the second one, the vertical line centered again and the horizontal line just below the center. The third, the vertical line and the horizontal above, and then the fourth, the higher horizontal line. I'm just going to switch the layer here. Just bear with me here. I'm still getting used to this device for the sake of tutorial. I'm going to pick myself a darker color here. You've got your dark pen out. And I'm going to begin outlining just around the top, ears and the lower part of the face. This is the proportions of a young child. Okay, you'll see that the eyes are wide apart, got the little dinky nose and the small little mouth, and we will run the line down along its face and up, and you can see a third of the lower face is made up of the facial expression, the detail of the child's his eyes, nose, ears, and the little bit older child, proportions aren't too dissimilar. Obviously he's got a little bit of hair in later years, but the eyes as a young child are still wide apart and they're just below that horizontal line across the vertical line, which is a really good way to map and gauge. And then for the teenager, or older boy, younger man, the proportions change. The ears are always in line with the eyes, but the brow is up, the hair changes obviously, and the eyes get a little bit closer together. The brows are just above the horizontal line. the nose and mouth, but you can see the difference in the change already in the young child. And as we go to the fourth and final, we have this man. Ears grow bigger as you get older, as does the face. The proportions change very obviously, and the ears, as I said, get bigger. The eyebrows are higher up. The eyes are closer. The nose even gets bigger, and the mouth, the mouth has a different shape, a little bit saggy, as they say. He gets more lines. He's a little double chin there. And the ears, yes, they grow, and the face grows, the skin grows. But you can see a distinctive, a big difference in proportions between a younger child and an older man there. You start out with less hair and you finish off with less hair, it seems. But that's a good lesson in understanding proportions from a young child to an older person. So let's do two very basic cartoon faces, a boy and a girl. We do a light pencil line to begin with, half the circle with the vertical line through the center, and the horizontal line along close to the center too, to help us measure out where the proportion or where the features go for each of the faces. Okay, I've just got the darker pen out, and I'm going to just draw on the features. Now I'm just spending a little bit more time on this, more than I probably would need to, but I just want to be just thorough in this exercise. We draw little dotty eyes, a little sliver of a nose and mouth, and the ears will always be close to where the eyes are, along to the right and the left along the same line, that that horizontal line. A hairstyle of any style that you wish to choose. It can be spiky, it can be curly. You might just have two hairs coming out there. It's entirely up to you. And for the female, the proportions are pretty much the same. The little very soft nose, mouth, eyes, and the hair, obviously, distinctively different in some cases between the boy and the girl. And the face is the same. As I said, the proportions are very close. Just gonna get a thicker pen here. And what's the big difference? It's the hair. We'll put in two little pigtails or ponytails, and straight away, oh, that's the girl, and the guy on the left is the boy. Okay, so if you can try this, I hope you're drawing this with me, with a dark pen and a pencil, or just the dark pen or just the pencil, either or both. It's going to work a treat. Okay, and we put little lines down through the hair just for detail. Before we finish the picture, we put little strokes along to define the ears. All very simple and just very basic in understanding proportions and detail. And for here, I'm going to ditch the blue pencil. I'm just going to go straight into it. I'm going to do a curly hairstyle. I'm going to do an expression here. Here's an expression of a young boy, and this young boy is happy. Okay? He's got the smile. I mean, you just put a smile onto the face, a smile on the dial, and straight away this person looks happy. The eyebrows are raised, and the little girl beside him with the distinctive ponytail, I think she's going to have a different expression. And can you tell by the eyebrows? I think you know straight away she doesn't look that happy. Okay, so her mouth is bent down the other way. She just looks unhappy. Okay, and this guy here, same kind of template for a face. We're going to use curly hair, little ears. The eyebrows have sunken in this one, and this guy just looks a little bit worried just by changing the nose, the mouth, and the eyebrows. And you can see already he's got different expression. This guy looks worried. And the little lady beside him, ponytails again, she is going to have a different expression. Let's see what that's going to be. Okay, her eyebrows have dropped. Her little, oh, she looks a little bit confused. The mouth gives that little kind of look of confusion. Sometimes you can put a little question mark or an exclamation above their head to accentuate that. Okay, we're going to do looking at faces or a head kind of from different angles and different directions that the face is facing. And curly haired young boy here, the little nose, you can see the ear is still along the same line as the eye. His hair is in here. This is just very rough to show you how you can just play around with different angles of the face. Okay, this guy is kind of looking slightly upwards, and the same person, he's looking at a different angle. I like to draw the line around the face and down just to give me an idea of where the features can lie and look best. This guy's looking down just oh so slightly, okay? And same man, same boy below, he's looking way down. You can see the face is the proportions are placed differently. The ears are up behind him because of the angle from where he's looking down, and you can see that it's almost nearly a 3D look to a one-dimensional figurative picture or facial picture of this young boy. Okay, I hope that helps in understanding. Putting on things like shoulders and stuff like that, where the neckline goes, little things like that, they kind of bulk out the picture. Outlining the picture with a different or a thicker pen sometimes gives you more definition as well. We'll add a little bit more detail to the features on the boy's face in this demonstration. Again, the curly hair, the little ears, raised eyebrows, and we're going to change the eyes here. We're going to make it's like an M shape with two little dots. Very simple, very effective. Try this, it's really effective. And the nose has changed shape, like a rugby ball and two little dots beside it. The mouth has kind of like a wave of a shape, and a line that cuts across the bottom of the teeth, or where the teeth meet. And this is just worth practicing. I'm just kind of going to town a little bit on this one, just with the teeth. They're a little bit crazy, but you know, no harm. Cartoons are all about being a little bit crazy, so maybe try this. A little bit of dark along the side of the mouth there, another little expression line at the side of that. But it gives kind of like nice, it gives a good kind of a caricature look. Again, this and shoulder, bell, body type thing. Arms, the sausage fingers, what we call. And yeah, without too much detail, without too much effort, you can see character in this guy. Again, the left arm and the fingers. This guy's got four. Yeah, they got 4 fingers. Sometimes I do 3, sometimes I do 2 and a thumb. Do what you please. It's all open for interpretation. You can do anything you want. I'm just going to change this, and I'm going to use I'll do a lady, the young girl. Nice wavy hairstyle here, and we'll put her neckline, her collar line in there too. Raised eyebrows. Raised eyebrows always give good expression. Again, the big M eyes and the little dots wide apart. And the nose, we're going to do a little small. She's got, yeah, we have eyelashes here, which give great distinction in a cartoon or a caricature. And we'll put the small little nose in, and we will change the mouth. The mouth here is the lips are larger, they are accentuated, and they give kind of a great form of expression. Just little lines above the lips there too, and they give caricature and expression to this picture. And then putting little details like the hairlines, just little strands of hair underneath there beside the neck, and it's taken a minute to do, but it's well worth practicing in forming expression. And now we're going to go and draw some basic shapes again of the face, basic hairstyles, the line of the neck, And we're going to just throw in some body, like some of the if you want to draw the body, very simple, very basic shape in drawing the body. It just looks like a bit of like a bell. If you draw that like kind of a bell shape down around, and the little kind of pin legs. No, not much detail here, but it lets you know that's the body. Here are the sleeves of the arms of the figure, and we've got 3 to 4 little sausage fingers, what I call sausage fingers here. Again, not much detail, but you can see there is representation of the human hand. Put a little flower there also, just maybe define sometimes the features with a little detailed pattern. And we've got the younger gentleman beside this little lady. Curly hair, white eyebrows, little eyes, little nose, little mouth. No time really spent on detail here, just kind of firing the picture out. Just put a little bit of detail around his neck. His collar is again the bell-shaped body. The arms, the shoulders that come out, I always like to use that as a detail. His little sausage fingers pointing or holding out, waving. And same with the left hand. And a little pair of shorts on this young man. And again, the kind of the golf club legs. And what's good to pull a picture like this together is just put the pattern on again to make him stand out if you want continuity. And we will put a horizon line, and we're just going to put the horizon line in the background up slightly as opposed to it being on where their feet are. Okay? And for expression, so we'll do the lady here, a little bit of movement and some body shape and just a little bit more detail, okay? Here we have the little girl, the wavy hair, the bell body, the golf club legs, and they're angled at a slightly different, placed at a slightly different angle here. The hands, sausage fingers, up in the air. I must put her face in, her expression first, so she looks a little bit surprised here. The eyes wide open, wide apart, little pin pupils, little pin mouth, or nose and mouth wide open, like she's really surprised here. When you darken in around the inside of the mouth, it gives good detail too and definition. But just wait to see put little lines of movement here. Okay, see above where she's come into the picture. Okay, it's like she's falling down into the picture just by placing those lines of movement. They create a very obvious sign of movement in the picture. Okay, and we'll do the same for the boy. I'll just have him kind of like a side profile, and he's looking back, the curly hair, and he's shuffling along, and he's wondering what's going on here. So the bell body again. I'm going to put the shoulder bell, like it's like a bell too. The bent forearm on the sausage fingers, and the bell of the front of his body meets the bottom, and his shorts there. Look, this is practicing just different shapes of movement, and his golf club feet. And he's walking along, and he's wondering, what is the story? Where's this little one come out of, and what's she up to? The horizontal line is just where their feet are. Now we could have put that above, we could have put that further below. It's all entirely up to what way you want to place it for your picture, but this is for the purpose of exercise, so it can go anywhere. This little guy has got a grin, and we're going to put some movement, little lines, action lines along him also. Okay, so you can see he's walking, he's not running. You know by the his shape that he's just walking along. And I'm going to put some detail in here again, the continuity of the pattern of their clothes, which is a really good exercise in defining the characters, say throughout a cartoon. If you're doing a little cartoon or comic strip, if you have that pattern right the way through, it gives it nice continuity. And I'm just putting in some little lines here below the neck to indicate where the shadow would be. There'll be shading, some strands of hair, a little bit of definition in there too. Very simple, not too much, just gives the picture nice detail and a clear composition. And you can see what it's taken. Look, only again a few minutes to do. It's just practice, 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 and it works. If you are doing any pictures, you're following this, guys, can you please send in the artworks that you're doing? We'd love to see how you're all faring out, and we'd love to share them up on the Wheelworks website, okay? Thanks for watching, okay? And we'll see you next week for the final tutorial. Okay, guys, have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.